What is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own review of Married to Medicine. I know I've been MIA for the last few weeks, but I'm back. And I know I missed last week's episode because last week's episode was good. It was very messy. Um, Everybody is still in Key West having a good time. But last week's episode, it ended with a very awkward moment between Quad, Sweetie, and Greg because they were having a game. They were playing a game about how well you know your spouse, and Quad and King were bragging about their sex life, and then it led to Dr. G bragging about his sex life with Letitia. But Quad being drunk, she's doing the most. She's talking about planning a baby shower for them and how she is happy she left the marriage. She knew it wasn't right for her to stay with him. Just a bunch of mess and a bunch of disrespect on both sides. So it is the morning after. Everybody's reminiscing on what happened the night before, which was a lot. Quad and King are talking about it in her room. Quad don't recall how drunk she was and how she was doing the most, just centering on how Greg lost it. Wonder why he lost it. Maybe it was around the time you kept on bragging about how you and King have sex 15 times a day. Hey, I ain't got nothing against it. Do I think you're having sex 50 times a day? No. Do I believe it's a lot? Yes. And he's also very upset with you having to endorse how happy you are that you left the marriage and how happy you are that he is moved on. And the reason why Quad is doing this is because this is her get back on how they just invited Sweetie onto the show, and Greg, knowing this was her friend group, this was a part of her platform, and y'all didn't care about how it made me feel. So this is her return on just doing a whole bunch of stuff to make Sweetie and Greg uncomfortable, just how she was uncomfortable. Y'all came on her show, wanted to throw it in her face about how you got married. I'm gonna come back and show this young fine man in your face. Tit for tat, right? So Sweet Tea and Greg are talking about last night. He didn't like the way she spoke about leaving the marriage and being happy that he is in this new relationship. Why do you need to endorse their relationship? And about you being happy for him. It's all about if he's happy. And Sweet Tea was like, I don't really know her. Like her behavior is just gotten so weird around me. Greg knows her. That's why he knew where she was going with her emotions because she was drunk. That's why I wish that Dr. Greg was not going back and forth with her. I wish he would have just allowed for her to get everything off her chest, not engage with her, and let her look like the drunken, stupid fool. And Quad is definitely getting a kick out of seeing everything play out with her interactions with Greg and Sweet Tea because she's like, you think he's not over me? I mean, I don't see how because, his wife could be a sea filler. She can never be compared to me. But why would you even want to brag about that though, Quad? You don't want to go back to him. So why you feel like a wife or a new wife would never fill your shoes, you shouldn't even be thinking about that right now. You should be happy with the man you came with. So don't get a kick out of it and how you felt like you were vindicated with the way he treated you. It's also the same way he's treating Sweet Tea. Okay, but that's not up to you to be like, ha ha, look at what you got. Like, that's not really cool, though, in my opinion. I appreciate Dr. G for apologizing to Sweet Tea about how he behaved towards her. And Sweet Tea was like, I hear you, but give me some grace. I'm not the type of person who just likes to sweep us under the rug and just be cool. Like, I got to speak my mind. I understand that, Sweet Tea, but nothing was said to you that you had to defend. It was all Quad doing the most. And sometimes you got to pick your battles. You got to rise above the haters, rise above the bullshit. And when someone is going to come out looking like a fool, let them be the fool. But moving on from there, we got Toya and Eugene. They decided to have lunch with Mimi and Steve outside the resort so they can get to know them a bit better. Mimi is from Alabama. Steve is from the inner cities of Cleveland. He was raised by a single mother. He has siblings. He worked 3 jobs to provide everything for him and his family. It gave me RZA Kelly vibes because it all started with an orange basketball. Like that's how he made it out of the hood by playing sports. He became the hometown hero. Mimi was a dancer in college, and we found out she's not really an athletic person. She forgot how to ride a bike. She don't know how to uh, skate. She never really learned how to roller skate. So while they were having a conversation about what transpired the night before, they were asking Toya how was she the night of because she said that her having Patron in her system gives her a cool vibe. If she had anything else that had preservatives and additives, it would have been angry Toya. So last night was cool Toya. And it was pretty much on her reflecting on how she spoke on what everybody else was thinking, how uncomfortable it was just to hear Quad brag about her relationship. It ain't got nothing to do with not being happy for Quad. It's just the awkwardness, the uncomfortableness. And I don't think that Toya is the main person to blame. I think parties are all involved. The question was asked was the question was asked. But Quad being drunk, doing the most, Greg and Sweet Tea adding their 2 cents in. So everybody needs to be accountable. Toya can be accountable for holding the candle, but she's not responsible for igniting the flame. But at the end of the day, Toya was the one who was honest about it. So now we got Simone and Jackie checking in on Heavenly just to recap on what transpired last night. Heavenly thought the whole shit was funny. Heavenly thinks everything is funny until you bring it to her, then she gets upset. Simone said that Greg and Quad need healing, and the icing on the cake is Heavenly telling Jackie that she invited Apollo because Heavenly's mind is to bring a once married couple, now divorced, to come around and give advice on how to be cordial with someone you used to be married to. And she kept saying Phaedra knows because she did tell Phaedra about it. Phaedra said, hey, if that's what you want to do, cool. Let it be a surprise. And Simone said this is the most fucked up shit that Heavenly could ever come up with. But if shit goes awry, if everything goes left, Heavenly don't want it to be her fault. She just wants to say Phaedra knows. Phaedra knows. So everybody is headed towards the yacht to charter an exclusive sandbar island. Heavenly is calling, wonder where Apollo is. He's on his way. Phaedra did say in her confessional that it was very weird to invite him on the trip when she's here with her new friend because the whole thing is weird. Lo and behold, Apollo did come with his wife Shireen. And Heavenly didn't know. Nobody else knew except for Jackie and Simone. All they knew was that Apollo was coming, not him bringing his wife. But here she go. Don't like Shireen. Don't like her. Phaedra provides us with a backstory. Apparently, Shireen was the mistress that Apollo was cheating on her with when she was pregnant with their second son. Are you fucking serious right now? That's crazy. I thought that she was just doing her love after lockup thing, waiting for him to come out of jail. I didn't know that Apollo was still married to Phaedra when that happened. Because they even did a flashback to her being shown on Housewives of Atlanta in 2016. Yeesh. That's crazy. And that's a conversation she never had. She don't want to have a relationship with her. She don't even look at her. She even calls her a big bad linebacker. I fell the fuck out. I said, ooh, there go Phaedra. There go Faye Faye. This is a whole complete mess, starting from beginning to now. It is very awkward. It's hard to look away. And apparently Apollo knows Check as well. How is this going to pan out? Quad is getting a kick out of seeing Phaedra maybe look a bit stunned about seeing her ex-husband and his new wife, but she knew about her already. So while everybody's having fun, they're dancing, we hear Phaedra's date Shaq make a comment toasting to his goal of wanting to have sex 15 times a week. Now Quad is now talking to Apollo saying that he didn't have to say that. That wasn't nice. Why? Why wasn't that nice? So now Apollo was in his feelings because he knows Shaq and he's mad that Phaedra never told him of who she's dating or who she's hanging out with. And when they hugged, it was like it was the first time. And he's like, I got a problem because now she's lying to me and I got to clear this up. Why are you upset that she brought a date? Didn't you bring your fucking mistress turned wife? Why are you mad? Like it wasn't a possibility of him coming on this trip. But now that he's here, you mad? You feel away? Why would she care? She don't care that you're upset because you have no reason to be upset. The fuck? Now, this is such an awkward soap opera mess right now. And Phaedra remembers that he did tell her about knowing Apollo. He said he knew Apollo from the club, but didn't know they were close friends, but she don't care. I am not married to him. He's married to somebody else. Why would you feel away? And Phaedra didn't want to even answer the question as to why she brought him on this trip. Don't know why. It wasn't a hard question to ask. So everybody has arrived to the sandbar. Everybody scatters to enjoy the view. It's a gorgeous view. All the men are on one side of the sandbar island. And as men, they like to get into these petty competitions about how many push-ups they can do. Dr. Greg was challenged to do 25 push-ups. Now, in order for him to complete the 25 push-ups, he had to come up with a mental mantra. And his mantra was saying Sweetie's name over and over again. Letitia, Letitia, Letitia. If you don't stop, Greg, you did the push-ups. You obviously are in shape, Greg, but come up with another mantra. Don't do that again, okay? So Eugene, he thanks the fellas for coming out. He's having a good time. He welcomes King for coming into the group. I think you're a very cool dude. And King appreciates the warm welcoming. He has gotten a chance to receive a warm welcoming from everybody. Greg says, I have not officially welcomed you in because it's been awkward between me, my new wife, and my ex-wife. And that's been on my part because I did not handle it the best way. It was no disrespect towards you at all. I wish it would have been left right there. But King said, I understand. The past is the past. I can't change the past. And everybody was talking about what's going on. He's like, yeah, I know. I said what I said. And I even told her that she talked too fucking much. Greg, why did you have to say that? You should not have rebutted or added that she talked too much. You should have left it that you did not give him a warm welcoming because it's been awkward between you, your new wife, and your ex-wife. That's what you should have said. But no, now that he heard that he did tell Quad to shut the fuck up or you're talking too much, now King expects an apology for Quad. What's his name? Greg said, I mean, I understand, but I think there's accountability on both parties, which I agree. The fact that everybody, all the men, were like, damn it. First, it was one person who got a big mouth. Now we got two people with a big mouth. Even though it shouldn't matter, but how do we fix this? Eugene tried to fix it. He tried to explain how this has been uncomfortable, but he couldn't get it out. It was so funny to me. He said, Cecil, come with me. Help me assist. Cecil said, I mean, as far as what Quad has shared with you based off of what she knows, he said, yeah, she has told me some things. She knows. Um, she has told me some things. And figured how she would get emotional and how there'd be some certain triggers there and certain traumas, how she got in her feelings, so she reacted to it. And then Gray decided to stand up and say, listen, had I known you a bit longer, and these guys can attest that I would never approach a woman about it. I could just come to you and have that one-on-one conversation. But that's not what happened, though, Greg. And I have to agree. Both parties do need to be held accountable because Quad was drunk. She was saying certain things that were very uncomfortable, that were awkward. So right here is where things got understood, things got cordial, that when there is a problem between him and Quad, he will know to just come to King. He will not take it upon himself and say anything. And in its confessional, he understands why things are cool right now, but he still wants an apology. You'll be waiting a long time because she ain't getting that apology unless she's giving one to him too. Because she needs to apologize to him about that baby shower comment. So that was that. So all the other ladies are in this little. So we got all the ladies in this little tile pool area talking, getting involved into Phaedra's new relationship. Apollo's wife Shireen is giving her 2 cents in about how she knows Check. Check is for everybody. He's for the streets. Nobody asked you, Shireen. I don't like Shireen. I don't think I liked her ever since she was on that couple show with AJ Johnson and John Sally. I didn't like her then. And Sweet Tea defends Phaedra by saying, well, I don't believe that they're looking for anything serious. I think they're just getting to know one another. And when Chet comes over, they ask him all kind of questions about how does he know Apollo? How does he know his wife? I hear you hang around them all the time. And they are asking normal questions. I don't think it's them trying to be messy, but it does look like y'all just jump right in and getting involved because this is new information about how he knows Apollo. Shireen says he's like family. He comes over all the time. But as far as him defending himself with saying he did call Apollo, he did tell him what was going on. I'm not liking that you guys are doing all of this to appease to Apollo. Like his feelings need to be considered. This is all about making sure he feels okay. It's not about him. It's about Phaedra. Phaedra is even witnessing how you guys are all in her business, but it's not for her. Y'all not asking Check about his intentions because y'all care about Phaedra. Y'all doing all of this because it's Apollo. And she said, this is supposed to be my circle of friends. These were supposed to be people that I care about, that care about me, that is welcoming somebody that I am choosing to date, but y'all are trying to ambush me, antagonize me, and asking questions and wondering what was said, what wasn't said in regards to someone that I used to be married to. And that's where Phaedra gets the definition of these are these type of bitches that I don't fool with. That was her definition. It wasn't about y'all not being on the same tax bracket. It was about the way you guys want to create situations, create issues. But Phaedra, you were on that same type of bitches energy when you decided to bring Quad to Sweet T's bachelorette party. That wasn't right. That wasn't cool. But I do understand Phaedra's point. Do y'all care about Phaedra as far as welcoming her to be a part of this group as you guys are creating a real relationship with her? But then at the same point in time, Phaedra don't really see it for y'all anyway. Because right now she is excited about being back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She don't have time for this anymore. She back to where she wanted to be in the beginning. So I think it is what it is. Now, Heavenly, this is all according to Phaedra's plan about how she wanted to do all of this to make Apollo mad, Apollo jealous. But even if she had that plan, Apollo was going to get mad anyway because he is so concerned about how Phaedra never told him that she's dating Check. I don't know why he needed to have that conversation. I don't know why you care. So she's telling Apollo, why do you care about who I date? I'm not married to you. He said, I don't care what you are to me. I don't care who you date, but you at least told me. Why? It ain't none of your business. Then you got his botched BBL wife in the background yelling, Apollo don't give a shit about you, ma'am. Shireen, sit back with your cockeyed eye. Because I don't know why you coming at her when your husband is so concerned about who she's dating. That's the kicker part. He is so concerned about who she's dating. He's not even giving you any attention. You being his wife. So I don't know what balls or sudden liquid courage his wife all of a sudden want to have, and then she want to tell Apollo, see, I told you that Faye wasn't going to go for it. I told you. Phaedra checked her and said, first of all, my name is not Faye, you bad built bitch. Come correct when you're talking to me because I ain't got time for you. I love that. He should not be caring about who I'm dating. And that's the thing. Phaedra's been dealing with this ever since he's been divorced from this man. He's always checking in on who she's seen. He's always wondering who she's dating. Y'all have not been together for over 7 years. In 7 years, y'all have been divorced. You've been with Shireen all this time. Why are you so concerned about who she's dating? It's giving stalker, it's giving creepy. Go sit down somewhere, Apollo. And Shireen, let me give you this tidbit. You think that you got the, oh no. Let me give you this though. You think you're winning because you got Apollo? Newsflash, I hear you're about to file for divorce because he might have been cheating on you. Girl, how you get him is how you lose him. So you ain't got the prize like you thought you did. Good night. So once Check removes Phaedra from the argument, because it was a pointless argument to have, Sweetie asked Shireen who invited them. She said Dr. Heavenly. Sweetie asked Heavenly, what was the purpose of you inviting them? Heavenly gets defensive. She now wants to get rowdy and says, you don't ask me questions. I don't owe you anything, bitch. Why are you so angry? It's a fucking question. Just like how y'all been asking questions all this time, why you can't handle being asked questions. So there was nothing wrong with Sweetie asking Heavenly why she invited them, because she's friends with Phaedra. She wanted to know why you would do something like this. If it was Jackie, Heavenly will definitely be defending Jackie. She definitely will be all up in arms in defense of Jackie. Didn't she do the same thing last season to Simone when they had the cash trip to Hilton Head, and Hilton Head was when Curtis was found cheating on Jackie, and she got mad at Simone for planning a trip for that particular place? Jackie didn't say anything, but Heavenly was speaking for Jackie, acting on Jackie's behalf. So Heavenly, you can miss me with that, okay? Heavenly and Sweetie are going back and forth. Heavenly can't handle when her messy ass get questioned. She can't handle when she gets caught in situations that she definitely set up to have. And now they're both throwing insults back at one another. They're both talking about each other's bodies. And it's like, what's the point of all of this? Heavenly, you come in that Sweetie's body shape, but girl, you only got this way because you paid for it. And while going back and forth, it's between them, it's one-on-one. Heavenly decides to shift the blame and tell Sweet Tea to check Quad about her husband because Heavenly don't like that she's getting called out. The energy that Sweet Tea has towards Heavenly is warranted. It makes sense. But Heavenly don't know how to hold herself accountable, so she escapes accountability by bringing up somebody else's issues so she don't have the attention be on her and that she can, once again, not be held accountable, not get checked for her actions, not get checked for how she's being messy. And why bring Quad in this? Quad ain't have nothing to do with this, Heavenly. Her issue is with you, rightfully so, and you need to be checked for it. So it's a huge commotion between the two of them. When Sweet Tea was running up on Heavenly, Heavenly's scary ass tried to get up and run, but she slipped and fell. And it's the same energy she had when she ran and yelled for security when Contessa wanted to get in that ass. So when Greg removed Sweet Tea, wanted to calm her down, he said, let's calm down. I'm not doing this again. In the confessional, Sweet Tea is saying Heavenly needs to be called out for her bullshit. Because why do you do shit like this? Why do you want to make up stuff? Who has hurt you, ma'am? And then Simone and Cecil, they walking off, and she's like, Sweet Tea is out of control. Out of control how? I don't like that y'all like to little girl Sweet Tea sometimes because she's younger than y'all. Y'all just assume she's immature. Y'all just assume she acts out. She's not holding herself in high regard. She's not acting on proper decorum. Hello, direct that towards Heavenly. Heavenly is the oldest out of her altercation with Sweet Tea. She needs to act her age. She needs to have better decorum about herself because she always acts immature. She always acts like she got a chip on her shoulder. She is literally like a teenage girl in a grown adult body doing the most. So you can miss with that shit, Simone. And why are y'all treating Sweet Tea like this? Why? Y'all brought Sweet Tea around, but as soon as Quad comes in, y'all push her out. That's what Toy called out earlier in the season. How are we going to move forward? How are we going to act different, act better if we're not bringing everybody around? Make that make sense. So while trying to calm her down, King decides that this is the perfect opportunity to talk to Greg about what was said earlier and how he needs an apology from Greg to give to Quad. King, this was not the right time. You literally just see this man pull his wife away from an altercation with Heavenly. He is actively trying to calm his wife down. What you want out of him can be addressed with later on. Right now, his focus is on calming his wife down. You removing him from calming his wife down is only going to set him off at this point. Tensions are high. Everybody is trying to be calm. You asking for this moment is doing the most for me. Because he said, I just want you to have an apology so we can move on and we can be good. Greg said, I hear you, but I don't have nothing to say to her. I don't want to have anything to say to her. I want you to sweep her off her feet so she can be happy as well as I can be happy. Let's leave it at that. But you can't tell me that I can't react on things when she keeps on telling me stuff. If she keeps on pushing my buttons, I'm going to react. So King says, okay, well, she's going to tell you something and you don't like it, then come to me. That's understandable, King. He can come to you. But other than that, how many times is he supposed to come to you? If Quad is going to keep on pushing his buttons every single time, because we all know what has occurred in their marriage, it was some abusive claims. And I don't know why you would want to go back and forth with someone you claim was abusing you. Why would you want to go back and forth with that person? Why would you want to be around that person? That makes absolutely no sense right now, right? And King, I hear you about how you want to defend Quad. That's your girl, do what you do. But right now, it looks like you are trying to have an issue. It looks like this was your moment and it wasn't the right time. And he's like, listen, I know about the past. I know what's been said and done. Greg says, oh, you only know what she told you. You only know half the story. You don't know my side. And King asks him, okay, so what happened? Greg said, I'm going to wait for you to find out. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going for you to find out for yourself. Greg, you could have told him, but I feel like King has probably been around Quad long enough, especially around this environment, that there might be something else versus what Quad has told him. But at the end of the day, both Quad and Greg have issues with one another. They have not let go. They have not moved on from. So this whole tit for tat is something that they have seen time and time again on the show. And this isn't going right. It's all going wrong. A fight breaks out. You see Check trying to remove Greg. You see Cecil and the other guys trying to remove King. And when it came down to them getting back into each other's faces because he's like, listen, I know what it is. I know how you like that because I figured you'd be like that because I know how your girl is like that. And once he said that, he gets into high gear and runs even faster to get to Greg while Check is trying to block him. And then you hear Quad running from the back. No, 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 no. Phaedra is pulling Sweet Tea away, and when she sees a commotion, she takes off running to get to her man as well. And it's a whole mess. And that was pretty much the end. It's to be continued. I don't know if they're going to show the continuation of what that fight was going to be, but whew, that was a lot. I'm just saying, it was a good episode, but a lot right now. And I just, how are we going to move on from this? King, I'm going to give you this. I ain't got nothing wrong to defending Quad. I don't have nothing against it. But I feel like in this moment, you doing too much to defend Quad's honor that led to you doing the most, in my opinion. And right now, this needs to be handled way better. This needs to be handled with more care instead of it being all messy. Oh, Lord. But y'all, that's it. That's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.